Well, I'm retired as of 2011 after 33 years in the heavy marine construction business. My wife and I started the search of a place to retire and raise our daughter, who's now 15. And we searched across the U.S. from Washington State to Georgia. And fortunately, we found Fairfield. And both my wife and I feel this is the best place in the United States to raise our daughter and to live.
Absolutely. And why are you running for election this year?
Well, the main reason I got into this is my brother and his wife were victims of the last mass school shooting in California last November. And unfortunately, his wife was killed in that shooting and he was wounded. When I was asked to run for this office, naturally I turned it down immediately, but when I told my brother about it, he said, "You have to run. You have to be Michelle's voice," and that was his deceased wife. "You have to be Michelle's voice. She can't speak anymore. You have to do absolutely everything you can to keep this mindset from coming to Idaho." And so here I am. I will do what I can to keep Idaho from becoming what we fled in California.
And what are some things that you would work on to accomplish that goal?
Well, first of all, I have a daughter that's going to high school, second year in high school, and in lieu of the school shooting, I've been very concerned with the safety aspects of our schools here in Idaho and across the nation. I have been on the school safety committee for over 3 years now at Camas, and I think I have some really great ideas that will make it safer for our students and, if not totally eliminate, curtail this scourge that's befallen our school systems.
Absolutely. And healthcare is a hot topic in this election. There's a ballot proposal to expand Medicaid in the state of Idaho, Proposition 2. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts about that and how you would approach that if elected.
Well, that's a very personal thing for me as well. My wife and I pay a tremendous amount in insurance every month, and it looks like that's going to go on for a while, so we've had to make sacrifices to keep our health insurance active for my family and I. I look at this issue of expanding Medicaid, and my first question is, how are we going to finance that? Who's going to pay for it? And like with anything, you follow the money and figure out where it's coming from. Is this going to be another burden on the working class people? And we've gotten to the point where we seem to be coddling those that can work and don't, and punishing those that do work and make the sacrifices. And I think it should be the other way around. So we got to look at these issues and make sure we're not just throwing another burden on the people that are sacrificing and working and producing.
You do a lot of work in the school district in Camas County as a volunteer. Could you talk a little bit about your volunteer work and what you view as a top priority for rural school districts in Idaho?
Well, I sub at our school, and I also volunteer. I've built a lot of systems for our school. I just finished a new sound system in the auditorium and kind of brought us into the 21st century. Also did a video system so that we can now show, have movie night for the kids, and we can use it for graduations and funerals and stuff like that. So working with the kids one-on-one a lot at the school and watching the kids graduate, both my wife and I have been involved in the graduation process every year. And I'm trying to come up with a way where our kids can get alternative education. Not everyone's suited to go on to college, so I've worked with our local unions and different entities to come up with ways to finance it where it isn't another tax burden on our public, where our kids can get stuff like welding certification in the rural schools. Some of the most the poor schools don't have the ability to do that for the kids. So if I can get it financed where they can get some sort of certification or some trade training for those that college may not be fit for.
Absolutely. And Idaho is one of the fastest growing states in the nation right now. There's a lot of people looking to move here from particularly California, as you mentioned, as well as Oregon and Washington State. What do you think makes Idaho such an appealing place, and what would you do to enhance that if elected?
Well, I want to caution everyone that is looking to move here is look at the reasons you're moving here. My wife and I had the ability to live anywhere in the United States we wanted to. We started the search a year before I retired. And the attributes of this area, the reasons we moved here, we're going to protect at all costs. And I want to tell anyone that's going to move here the same thing. Don't come here with the idea you're going to change it to where you left. That isn't productive. The reasons you're coming here, you want to protect. Keep Idaho the way Idaho is as long as we can.
Well, anything else that you'd like to tell voters in District 26?
I think that my background in innovation and management and decision making will set me apart from the others. I think I have a lot to offer to Idaho. If you look at my track record and the projects I've been involved in and the entities I've been involved in, I think you'll see I'm a good fit for Idaho.